everybody. It is Clarissa, and you are here in the limelight. We have another really extraordinary guest coming in right now from somewhere in South America, if I remember correctly, but he's originally from Holland. So I've been there, gorgeous place, and it is the home of flowers, not only, but flowers for the most part. We know mostly tulips, but I've got another little edge for you today because Peter Persoon, who is the founder and CEO of Natural Fragrance Rose right here, white being my favorite color. And I'm going to let him tell you all about what it's about. So, Peter, I want to tell you that this is open in the studio, this beautiful pink rose. And ever since I've opened it up, it has absolutely changed my idea about what home fragrance should be about. Tell us, if you will, how the idea came about, what it's all about, and how it's changing fragrance for the home. And not only.
The rose that you have there is actually a tea of rose, and tea of roses are used to make perfumes. With all the major fragrance houses use that rose as a basis for perfumes, but you could never find them in your florist. That was the basic idea, and then we find out why is that, and that's. My family is for generations in flowers, and especially rose growing. In the farms of my grandfather and my father, we used to have fragrance flowers. Now, the problem with fragrance flowers is
they don't last long.
They don't last. And especially the best fragrance flowers only last one day. For instance, these roses, they take 120 days to grow, one rose, and it blooms in one day. And then your fragrance is gone.
Right.
Now, the basics of that is really simple because if you take a fragrance, nature is very efficient. Mm-hmm. Either a plant invests in a flower that lasts very long, so a butterfly or a bee flies by and does its magic, or it lures them from far with a nice fragrance. Mm-hmm. So that fragrance flower who has the most fragrance only needs to live one day.
Exactly.
So we were thinking, like, why can we not bring that to market? Because the tea of flower that you showed, which is commonly produced only for
isn't that gorgeous? Look at that.
Yeah, for the big fragrance houses. We wanted to bring that to the floral departments or the gift shops or to your home. And so instead of squeezing these flowers and putting their essentials in a diffuser or in a candle, we thought, let's make the flower live longer. And we found a way to make this flower last 3 to 5 months, depending on the humidity of your home.
Right. Well, I know that they arrived here at my home probably, I'm going to say, 10 days ago. Before I even knew about you in this interview, I was getting these lovely flowers, and I just thought I had an admirer somewhere. And then, then I found out it was because I was going to be interviewing you. But they have been, I kept them in the refrigerator because I wanted them to be beautifully ready for today. But I don't think I even had to. I mean, because they're lasting just as though they were cut this morning.
Yes, they come with a biodegradable cap. You just take the cap off and you place them. As long as you keep the cap closed and you keep them in the dark, you can store them for quite a while. You can just store them a month in your home. Then you take the cap off and you place them somewhere in your house.
Yeah.
And then they bring their fragrance. After a while, they just it are real flowers. So after a while, they just starting to disintegrate. They lose their fragrance, they lose their color, they lose their beauty. So it's not an artificial flower. It's a real flower that we really grew ourselves.
And they're extraordinary. And, I think one of the most, for me at least, one of the things about home fragrance that was the most worrying is that a lot of them are toxic and they come with chemicals. And, I got into essential oils and diffusing a long time ago. And I love that. But here's the thing about that. You'll find a layer of that diffused oil all over your furniture. I have glass tabletops, right? So the glass tabletops, that I love because I think they're, they do a beautiful arredamento, beautiful home ambiance. But you constantly have to be cleaning. So this is just such a really fantastic way. I'm telling you, I took this off 20 minutes ago and went out to the house. I came back around. I came back into the studio, and it wasn't overpowering. It wasn't, an offense to my nose. It was just, wow, that is so beautiful to smell this. So I'm going to probably go to commercial break in a minute, and I think I will, because I really want to get into the how of this. So if you give me just a few seconds and let me go to commercial break, Peter, I'm going to be right back. So don't go away, everybody. We'll be right back with Peter Persoon. Hey, everybody, Clarissa here. I wanted to talk to you about audible.com and why. Well, you can get countless amounts of books on audio. Just listen to them. Who has the time? I don't, to stop and read all the books that I want to read. But, I'm always in the car. I'm always traveling either from Phoenix to Las Vegas or out to San Diego, LA. I've got plenty of time in the car that I can be listening and learning, or listening and enjoying at the same time. So I've decided to affiliate with Audible. It's what I love to do, is listen and learn. So why don't you do the same? And they've got it in different languages. So it's not just English. I know there's Spanish and other languages as well, that you can go in and pick all kinds of different titles, all kinds of different books, and listen to them. And for me, I, again, love learning. It's the quickest way for me. It's the easiest way for me. It's the most affordable way for me. So go ahead. You can get a free trial. I'm going to send you to clarissaburt.com/audible. Go there now. You will not be sorry. Because we are back in the limelight, everyone, with Peter Persoon. Where are you again now, right now, in South America somewhere?
We are now in Quito, Ecuador.
Ecuador. Okay, fantastic. But originally from Holland, which is the flower capital of the world. So fourth generation, working in flowers in the flower industry. So pretty much everything there is to know about the ins and outs of, I'm going to say, every flower, if not botanical, on the planet. Is that right?
Not every, but our family is for generations in flowers, and
right.
We are educated in that too.
So how did this idea come about? Where was it where were you? Did you get an aha moment? Did the light bulb go on? How did that all happen?
The idea is already for a long time in our family, because we really like to bring something special, niches in flowers. We also did with orchids, and but we have the most knowledge in roses, especially. That's why we start out with roses, and especially the tea of flower, the tea of rose. That's the one that we want. That's the one you have. And actually, it's been since 1993. I've been busy with this. So it's a development. And actually, we had a breakthrough a couple of years ago. And
so development and a lot of studies behind this, and the right and the wrong way to do it. How many trials or tribulations were there along? Because I'd like to go into the entrepreneurial slant as well. Was there a moment during the research and development of this really extraordinary idea that you kind of went, forget it, not going to work, it's not going to happen? Yeah? Tell us about that.
In 1997, I just threw the whole idea
away. No.
We just focused. At that moment, I had a farm of premium flowers in Holland, and we had a farm my partner had a farm in Santa Barbara, and we just focused on real flowers and growing them as premium as possible, and we just threw away this whole idea.
So what happened? What happened? What was it that went, no, not going to work? What was it? The fragrance wasn't work? Like, where were you? What happened?
First of all, you have to grow also a certain part of the flowers. At that moment, it was so new. You have to start and you bring this to market. So also for your flowers, you cannot sell in this format. You need to have an outlet for that. You cannot just throw them away.
Right.
And market just didn't want to take it. They know it is a good flower, but it's already bloomed out before it reaches the home. So
right.
We could not make this commercial. The cost was way too high, and that's for me personally a very important thing to move forward. It was not sustainable.
Right.
We used chemicals to produce that, and when I want to do this, I want to do this completely with natural ingredients.
Yeah.
So that was the big thing why I said I cannot go forward with
Was it a hard sell? Was it hard to say, no, really, look, this flower is going to last 4 to 5 weeks? I mean, did people look at you cross-eyed?
That's the difficult thing of bringing this to market. What we realized in the last year is just the most common thing was, let's go and start build a brand online. But then people say, yeah, we've seen a lot of beautiful pictures of a lot of beautiful things, and then when it comes, it probably is some Chinese
Yeah,
artificial thing.
yeah.
No, you have to really see it to believe it.
You do
That's the
have to
whole
see it to
thing.
believe it, and I'm good. I was going to ask you, but I'm sure that's part of your magic that you don't tell the recipe about how you do this. But I'm telling you, and I think people can see it. And I said it before. This thing was cut this morning, and it's been in my refrigerator for at least 10 days. And are you doing these in the States? Or are you doing them in Holland? Or are you doing where are you doing the actual
The actual thing,
the manufacturing? I want to say, but that's not the right word.
the most of the things happen in the States.
Yeah.
Only the rose we grow here in Ecuador.
Okay.
We have in Ecuador a farm,
Okay.
and we want to keep especially the varieties a secret. That's easier here than in the States.
Right.
And we grow them on a 10,000 feet elevation.
Okay.
So that's how these flowers grow very slow,
Right.
but with the maximum amount of sunlight because we are on the equator. So these are the best growing grounds for premium flowers.
And you don't have trouble sometimes with pests?
No, because it's so cold here.
Yeah.
No, we
So,
don't have
yeah.
pests.
So that's extraordinary. So you're growing them in Ecuador, then you have to cut them, ship them quickly, I'm assuming, to get them to
No,
where no?
we pre-treat them and then we
Okay.
ship them by ocean freight.
Right.
So normal flowers are shipped by air freight, and that gives a very big you call it carbon footprint in English. I'm constantly mixing a few languages, so that's
I know. I understand. Every once in a while, I'll say something and come out in Italian. And people will say, "What are you saying?" Oh, sorry, I meant to say, you know. Yeah. So I get it. And I totally get it. So okay, so you got that, that part. But I do want to ask you some more questions. So I'm going to go again. We're going to take a little break. You're going to stay right there. Everybody, do not go away because this is fascinating. I think this is really, really one of the coolest things I've seen in a very long time. I love the way it smells. It's going to be in my house. I'm going to try to save the other one for a little bit and open that maybe in a week's time. But we are here with Peter Persoon, and we are going to be right back.
Hi, I'm Scott Sullivan. Most of you know me as the host of Mind Your Own Business right here on InspiredNewsRadio.com. I hope that you know that Inspired News Radio is a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week positive talk radio station. That's what we need right now is more shows that are designed to inspire, inform, educate, and motivate the world right here on InspiredNewsRadio.com every week. Brand new shows and great show hosts. I'm sure that you'll find something that you love. Continue to listen and please support InspiredNewsRadio.com.
All right, everybody, we are back and we are with Peter Persoon. I love my white rose, by the way. Just want to let you know, thank you so much for these lovely gifts. I'm so glad to have them here so that I know exactly what I'm talking about when we talk about the sustainable, non-toxic way to perfume, if you will, your home and without all of the, oh, I love that too. Oh, send it right over.
It has a jasmine kind of rose. It's kind of like a blend. People say it has a jasmine fragrance, but it is a rose fragrance.
Fantastic. Oh, come on, Peter. You can tell us a couple of secrets about how you pulled this all together. Come on. Tell us what's in there. Tell us something. It's a beautiful flower. We understand where they're grown. We understand that they're pre-treated and they're sent to the United States for their finishing touches. By the way, this is a great self-care piece. This is a great little self-care thing to buy. This is a great hostess gift. Great hostess gift. Great for any time, just because, or for any holiday at all. This is a really great one. Instead of, I would say, instead of cutting flowers and feeling bad about it, and then they're gone within 3 to 4 days and you're throwing them out. A second life, right? And to have it for much longer. So I want to know how you do it. Let me know. Tell us something.
I tell you first another thing that is there. We all have people with this hay fever who cannot stand flowers.
Yeah.
flowers don't pollinate, and pollinate is the origin of a lot of allergies. These are allergy resistance also.
Ah,
There's
okay.
no way to not buy these things.
Right.
But I will tell you a little secret about how we do this.
Okay.
We take every cell, a human cell and plant cell, contains a lot of water, and water is what makes them starting to rot eventually. What we do is, but also water, they need water to stay alive. So what we do is we take a big amount of water from each cell, not everything, and we infuse that with a moisturizing cream. It's the same creams as what you put on your hands, especially your face.
Right.
More high level creams. We use the same basis and we infuse that in the cells of the flower. So these flowers can take up moist from the air to feed themselves and to stay very soft. So that's basically the secret. Now, a lot of these creams are come from the petrochemical industry.
Mm-hmm.
A certain small part of them are made out of nature, and we use the ones that made out of nature. Our creams derive from molasses, and molasses is a waste product in the sugarcane production.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So it's a waste product that's turned into a very high level cream. That cream we use to infuse in the flowers, so the flowers stay alive.
Are you going to be doing this same concept with other kinds of flowers?
We're already doing it,
Yep.
but we're not bringing them to the market yet.
You see, I knew it. I knew there was something else on the way. That's awesome. Can you say which flowers yet?
No, we will keep surprising you. So we're bringing now 8 flowers, and you will be amazed how different these fragrances are. What I told you. People think rose smells of rose as a rose. This rose is completely different as this one. This has more what we call a jasmine kind of fragrance.
Right.
This is a fuchsia color. This has more gardenia. And this one, for instance, has a little lavender. You cannot see it really good. I think
that's beautiful. Yes.
It has not a lavender smell. It has a honey smell.
Oh, wow.
And it's even more honey than it is rose. This is the super sweet one. But not everybody likes sweet.
Well, I do.
This one, for instance, is an old, we have the term English rose. This is a real English rose.
That's beautiful. That is.
And
how many different ones do you have? Because you keep pulling them out of your magic hat there. How many different ones are there?
Oh, there's a whole scala. There's a whole range of them.
Right.
But we're bringing the 8 roses that are the most distinct. And then we will move on to something else.
I was really...
That I keep a secret.
Okay. Well, we're just going to have another interview because I want to know everything before everybody else, okay? Okay. I wanted to... I was very surprised at the price point. Very surprised at the price point because I would have expected more. You want to talk about that?
We can do that because we have commercial farms. We tend to grow eco-friendly, but we're part of a group of one of the biggest orchid growers in the U.S.
I love orchids, and
our families are in Europe and in the U.S. also rose growers. So if you can do a lot, then you can. For instance, these roses are going to be within 2-3 weeks in the Safeways.
Yeah.
So
we also and Gelson's and Bed Bath and Beyond. I understand. So doing extremely, extremely well. I read a price point. May I say?
Yeah.
Is it $19.99?
Yes.
That's crazy. That's
but
crazy.
It differs a little bit. For instance, in Gelson's. They are for $24.
Right.
Oh, it ranges a little bit. I cannot exactly tell you where exactly. We leave that to our customers, and these are the retailers. Sure. They set their price point.
But around $25 is again, it's really affordable, super sustainable, non-toxic, And again, the perfect gift. Can you tell everybody, Peter, before we close, and we have about 30 seconds, how we can find you and your product? Besides, you have your own website, right? So we know Gelson's, we know Safeway, we know Bed Bath & Beyond. Where else?
Yeah, Stater Brothers. We will be in Texas with HEB. So we're spreading out pretty quick. But visit our website at www.naturalfragrancerose or www.fragranceflower because there's more coming.
But what kind of flower?
Or follow us on our social media at Natural Rose, Facebook or Instagram, and we will teach you everything.
All right.
You can reach out to us for questions. You don't need to store them in your refrigerator. You can just put them on your table.
All right.
We have one ourselves next to our bed. So I always wake up with a fresh.
Isn't that awesome? That is
flower.
So wonderful. I mean, the nose wants, eyes get there. It's, candy. The nose wants nose candy too. Don't you think?
Yeah.
And I do too. It's been lovely speaking with you, Peter. And thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And I'm going to be back because I want to know what those other flowers are. I'm coming back. This is not the last time. This is not the last time you have seen me.
Okay.